Welcome back. Last week, today we are going to discuss the second week for business research and analytics. We have shown the groundwork for the business research. This week, we are going to move from why to how finding the information. A successful research project is built on a foundation of the existing knowledge, and today you will going to learn systematic process for finding that knowledge is efficiently and effectively can be gained. So what we are going to cover, our session is divided into two logical parts. That is, first we are going to focus on the search strategy, then the intellectual work of defining and deconstructing your research question. Secondly, we are going to translate that strategy into action by using advanced search tools and techniques in the academic database. This process transforms from a vague topic to a targeted and manageable inquiry. So how you are going to develop your search strategy? First, you need to define your research question. That means everything with the well-defined question, and it includes your entire research project. A good question should be clear, focused, and complex enough to warrant your research, and it also guides you the literature search, your methodology, and your analysis. And it is wander aimlessly the mountain of information. So from this perspective, that could be one of the example. Let's use a concrete example through this session, evaluating stress resilience and psychological well-beings amongst the undergraduates in the United Kingdom. This is a clear, relevant topic for business research, touching on the student performance, mental health in the organization, and human resource management. Now let's have a look at how you can break down your question. The first step is to building the search strategy to deconstruct your question, identify the instructional word, evaluate, analyze, and compare. And this is going to tell you what to do but aren't the search keywords. Then pinpoint the core keywords, the main concepts, and the limiting the words like a specific population, location, or time frame that define the scope of your research. For example, breaking down the question, applying this to our example, in its instructional word is evaluating. The core keyword are stress, resilience, and psychological well-being. The limiting the words that define our scope are undergraduates and UK. This breakdown gives us the essential building blocks for our research. Now turn your question into the main concept. For example, now we are going to focus solely the core concept, discard the instructional words. You are left with the foundational ideas that must be present in your literature you find. For example, we have key concept, 5 key concept. The comprehensive search will need to find the articles that relate to the most, not for all, for this concept. So how you are going to using the search tool and techniques? The search techniques could be with your concept defined. Now you can move from your strategy to execution. This is where we learn to speak the language of academic database using the right tools and technique. Is the difference between finding 10 irrelevant sources but 100 highly relevant ones. So this is the search matrix, building the search matrix and the synonyms. Scholar use the different terms for same idea. That means the building a list of synonyms like well-being could be well-being and mental health. Broader term is students instead of undergraduates. Narrower term could be academic stress. This creates a comprehensive search matrix that captures the full semantic field of your topic. So by using your search technique to combine the terms, that is matrix, effectively, you need to use specific like a search technique like For example, wildcards can be help you to find out word endings, like a phrase searching. Then it can be Boolean operators and or not that are logical, that can be ties with your concepts together. Mastering these are non-negotiable for your efficient research. And let's clarify this technique. That means that findings multiple endings, that is from the root word, and searching evaluate, that is evaluate and evaluated evaluation. Then the phrase search, that means question quotation marks, find exact phases like psychological well-being, and this prevents the database from searching for these words separately anywhere in the text. Boolean operators and combination. Boolean operators are the most powerful tool or burdens of your research for your combining the synonyms like resilience or copying, or and narrows your research by requiring multiple concepts be present, like for example stress and undergraduate, not exclude unwarranted terms. And you will often nest this operator within the to create a complex precise search string that mirrors the logic of your research question. So here is the summary. Starting by defining the deconstructing your question, build a search matrix of your synonym and related terms for each concept, then use advanced technique like Boolean operators and phrase searching to translate that matrix into powerful search string. This structured approach will save you hours of frustration and yields a higher quality of sources for your literature review. So let's have a look about your discussion further in the class, that you can seem technical at first, but you can quickly become the second nature. What question do you have the developing search strategy or using any of these search techniques? So thank you so much for listening this presentation. If you have any question, I am happy to support you in the class, and we can sit for one-to-one basis. Thank you.